In the co-main event of UFC 299, former interim champion and number three ranked lightweight Dustin Poirier will step into the Octagon against Benoit Saint-Denis in Miami. I'm here with the Diamond now. Let's jump right into this. Your fight with Saint-Denis was announced, then it was in doubt, and then it was kind of confirmed again. There were some questions surrounding how this fight got put together. Can you walk me through the process of how the fight did come together and the initial questions surrounding it?
We started talking about the fight a few months ago. They brought up his name. I was kind of surprised. I thought they were to bring up a higher ranked guy or maybe a former champion or a legend, something like that. I was surprised, but at the same time, it's exciting for me because he's the kind of fighter. He's finished his last five opponents. He's the kind of fighters I want to be standing in front of. It's all action with him. He's a finisher. He leaves it all out there. He shows his grit, and somebody gave me my opportunity to crack into the top. Let's find out. I'm 35 years old now, man. This guy's a young, hungry lion. Let's find out if I still got it. Throw me in the fire.
Can you talk about how your camp was a little bit different going into this? It's a 5 round fight. It's kind of, those 5 round co-main events don't always come together. How has your camp been, and why did you decide to go with a 5 round fight as opposed to a 3 round fight on the main card?
I wanted to go five because I believe in myself. I feel like the better fighter wins over duration. Anybody can catch a submission when you're dry or throw a punch or a kick and catch you early, but to break somebody down and win rounds over 25 minutes, the better fighter usually wins. And I feel like I'm better than these guys. So that's what I wanted. I wanted a 5 round fight.
Now you are coming off a loss to Gaethje. Are your camps any different when you're coming off a loss, or is it just really just the preparation's the same and you just keep going?
Preparation is pretty much the same. I mean, out of my last 4 or 5 fights, I've only went 3 rounds or scheduled 3 rounds maybe once or twice out of the last five. I don't know the stats, but I've been prepping for 5 round fights for years now. So that part of camp's the same, the cardio push, the weight management, all that stuff. What I did do since the fight with Gaethje is take a lot less trauma to the head, a lot less hard sparring with boxing gloves and things like that.
You mentioned earlier you're 35 now. This is going to be your 30th fight in the UFC. Your opponent's a little bit younger. He's, like you said, he's an up and coming hungry lion. What would a win here for you mean for another title run, as far as kind of putting him out and continuing another run to the title?
We'll see. It's tough to before the smoke clears and the fight happens, everything like that. So many things have to fall into place and have to go through for me to even assess the situation like that. Like you said, this is my 30th fight in the UFC, so I know how things work. And I've been close to the top for years. And I feel like I'm always one big fight, one big finish away from a title shot, just with my track record and the guys that I beat and the type of fights that I fight. I feel like I'm always close to that.
So two guys you fought both these guys before, Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje at UFC 300. Max is moving up a weight
I
class.
fought
Can
them
you give
both
us some
twice.
insight? Yeah, twice. Yeah. Can you give us some insight into how you see this fight going and what Holloway's possible addition to the division means for the title picture in general? Do you see him working his way into that?
If he does get the win and then gets ranked at lightweight, it just is going to make, I mean, it's a lot of fun matchups, a bunch of new matchups that me as a fight fan would love to see. But he's going to jump the line, and the division has been so murky without a clear contenders, and it's just going to complicate things in the division. But he's a big boy. Max isn't small, and I think he's going to fit right in. I think he has a good chance to beat Gaethje.
Can't really talk to you without talking about another one of your former opponents, Conor McGregor. Last time we saw Conor fight in the UFC was against you almost 2.5 years ago. Do you think we'll ever see Conor in the Octagon again? Because it seems like it just keeps getting pushed back and pushed back. And if that does happen, will we ever see you guys come together for that fourth fight?
That's another one of those who knows questions, man. I have no idea. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine if he's ever going to come back, and how is he going to look when he comes back? Most likely he's fighting Chandler. Chandler's chasing that. And it seems like they pretty much announced that was going to happen. We just don't have a date for it. So we'll see, man. No telling.
Let's talk about another former fighter that was on the same roster as you, Francis Ngannou. He'll be fighting next weekend as well, taking on Anthony Joshua for his second professional bout. Have you had a chance to watch? I know you're big into boxing. Have you had a chance to talk to Francis or watch his fights? And how do you see the fight against Joshua going?
First off, I'm a huge boxing fan. I'm a huge combat sports fan, but I follow boxing pretty closely. And if you would have asked me this same question before he fought Tyson Fury, I would have said he has no chance. You know, he's just too clunky, not smooth enough to throw combinations with real boxers. Footwork's completely different, but he goes out there and fights Tyson Fury the way he did. I don't know. He's going to be better. Now he's got his feet wet. He's been in the big lights, been in the ring with arguably one of the best heavyweights of all time. And people said he won. There are people arguing that he won the fight. So we'll see. Joshua has had a tendency to get clipped in fights, get hurt. And when you got big guys like that, one punch is all it takes. So he definitely has a chance. He can do it. He can shock the world.
Being such a big boxing fan, do you ever see a scenario, a world where we'll see you in the ring, kind of showing off your boxing skills? There's those big money fights against the YouTubers. Jake Paul's on the scene. Will we ever see you in the ring?
I would love to box, to dedicate and commit myself to a training camp. Just boxing would be something fun, something different. I've been fighting mixed martial arts for 17 years straight. It would just be different, a change of pace, a different focus, and exciting. But I think I have a good bit of fights left with the UFC, and I'm 35. So for me to fight all these fights out and become a free agent, I don't know how long that would be, if I even have that many fights left in me. So we'll see, man. One day at a time. But that was always a goal. I did want to box.
Last question. I know you do a lot of good work with the Good Fight Foundation down in Louisiana. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about the work that the Good Fight does?
Yeah, we do. Wherever we see need in the community in Louisiana, we try to help out with them in immediate around Lafayette, Louisiana. But we've done stuff all over the world. We're going to continue to grow. But we help wherever we can, whether it's car seats for kids and moms who are underprivileged and coming out of the hospital, to families who need to put food on the table, backpacks, school supplies for kids every school year, Christmas presents for shelters for the women and children there. We've done so many things, man. I'd have to actually go to the website or get a list of things we've done. But since 2018, it's grown, and it's been amazing to see the way it's grown so organically, and all crowdfunded, and all the goals we accomplish are all done through selling the merchandise. I mean, the memorabilia that I wear to the Octagon, and also from outside donors donating to the website or donating to the goals when we set them. But it's me auctioning off the shorts, the gloves, and everything that I wear to the Octagon each fight. Kind of is the fire that gets a lot of these goals completed. And for this fight, we just announced that we're going to be working with FoodNet in Lafayette, Louisiana. Last year alone, they distributed 35,000 food bags to families in need. And there's a lot of families facing food insecurities in all over the world, obviously, but in South Louisiana, and we're just trying to give back.
Very nice. Make sure you check out the Good Fights website there. All right, Dustin. Thank you. Good luck in your fight next weekend, man.